How's it going, guys? My name is Vlakos, or you can call me V for short, and this is my magic guide.
I've been maining her pretty much since the game came out, and I got Lord on her in Season 0. My goodness. I got Lord.
And these are my current stats. I know there are a ton of guides out there already, so I'll briefly go over the basics, but the number one thing people were asking for on other guides were in-game examples, so I'll try to incorporate more of those in here, and if you guys have any additional questions, put them in the comments down below, and I'll try to respond to everyone as best as I can. Other than that, I hope you enjoy and learn something new.
First, we have Soul Sword, or her primary attack, which is basically just swinging your sword infinitely, but at a pretty slow rate of speed. And it's got a max of pretty much 5 meters.
This attack also has fall off damage, so the farther away you are from your opponent, the less damage it'll do.
Next up, we have Melee, which has a range of about 3 to 4 meters. After that, we have Magic Slash. This is a range attack that allows you to throw a projectile at enemies. The longer you charge up the attack, the more damage it'll do. But once fully charged, it'll automatically release, so you can't continuously hold it. You'll know it's fully charged when you hear this sound and see this animation. This is one of my favorite attacks to use to just poke at the enemy backline. Next up, we have the Umbral Incursion, or Dash. When landing this on your opponent, it launches them up into the air, and it has a range of about 15 meters. Up next, we have Stepping Disc, or Teleporting. This allows you to teleport in and out of a fight, granting you about a second of invincibility. You also can't chain teleports back to back unless you use your Demon or your Whirl. So if you try to spam it like this after teleporting, it won't work. After teleporting, you have two choices. You can either use Eldritch Whirl or Demon's Rage. Eldritch Whirl is a spin that does 360-degree damage to anyone that's within it.
I mainly use this attack whenever I'm going to try to combo somebody, but other than that, I will always use the demon because it does way more damage over time.
Your other option is Demon's Rage, which spawns a little demon friend that does area damage over time. Once it takes enough damage though, he will disappear. I'll always choose the demon over the world because of the consistent damage it does. My favorite times to use it are when we're on a choke point or playing convoy, because I can just teleport into the convoy itself, place the demon on the side, and let it get shield for me. After that, we have Limbo's Might. This is Magik's passive that allows her to be a menace in the game. How it works is whatever damage you deal onto enemies turns into shield for yourself. I don't know, it's just giving me shield as I go. No, not today. The healers are too good. Oh my. Lastly, we have Dark Child. Everything in this form has the same principles as their normal abilities, but has a crazy amount of damage output. I don't even know what's happening right now. Her Soul Sword in this form does 3 tick damage, and it has a range of about 8 meters. Her slash is the same thing. The longer you hold it, the more damage it does. When you're in Dark Child, your Umbral Incursion or Dash has an increased range of about 5 meters.
Following that, her whirl still does 360-degree damage to everyone within her radius, but it also has 3 tick damage like the Soul Sword does.
Paired with that, we have her Demon, which is just bigger and does more damage. Alright, now for some general tips and tricks. Your Soul Sword and your Melee by themselves aren't very good, but when you pair them together, they do a lot of damage. I'd recommend just practicing this combo whenever you're waiting in spawn, just hitting a wall or whatever objects are around. It can be a bit tricky if you press your attack and then your Melee too quickly, because then your first attack won't register. So always go off of you seeing your primary attack hitting or you hear the sound of it hitting, then immediately press your Melee after. Just keep practicing this until you get your timing down and it'll become like second nature. I'd recommend changing your Melee button to something easy to get to. For me, it's my side mouse button.
For your Magic Slash, if you misclick or decide you don't want to use it anymore, you can cancel it by either teleporting or dashing. Whenever you're dashing, be sure to aim a little bit more to the right, because it's a lot more forgiving and you'll land more hits on your target. If you even go a hair to the left, you'll miss. Actively try to track them and follow their movements when going in for the attack.
I've learned in comp it's easier to use your dash more as an escape tool rather than forcing an elimination. You can use this to dive the enemy backline, but just make sure you have a teleport so you can get back safely to your team, or you're within line of sight of your heals. You can be shifty and use your dash to go upwards on the high ground, because a lot of characters don't have verticality, so you'll be able to get away pretty easily.
I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this, but whenever you dash into people in doorways, it messes up your whole combo.
God damn it! Nice shit.
Now we got stepping this. Since you do have some invincibility frames, you can dodge ults like Magneto or Iron Man.
Jeff's dead! I kicked his ass!
Ah, you missed.
No way, I dodged that?
Yeah, you thought, buddy.
Behold the god of thunder! Behold the god of
Namor's dead.
Bro.
By the eye of Agamotto!
Oh shit.
By the eye of Agamotto!
This is actually such a weird situation. Oh no. Yeah, that took me out clean. For Namors, sadly you can't dodge it for some reason. They don't allow you to teleport or dash out of it. It just makes a clicking noise.
Trying to dash, trying to teleport, nothing. Can't do either.
Oh! Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh no, you backed into it.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man!
And he's gone.
Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man! Don't mess with the amazing Spider-Man! Maximum pulse! Again! Armed and dangerous!
Your demons chose their
You can use your teleport to get onto ledges you can't normally jump onto. You just gotta aim a little bit up.
This is more for my MNK guys if you didn't already know this. You don't have to just teleport linearly like forward and back and side to side. When combining two directional keys, you can teleport diagonally so that it makes you a little more unpredictable. I haven't seen anybody really address this either, but if you're playing a super high sense and you try to flick the demon behind you and spin back forward too quickly, sometimes it doesn't go where you want it to go. You have to leave your crosshair there long enough so that the demon will place in that direction. It's a little tricky sometimes, especially if you're trying to be fast, so when you're placing your demon, you're going to want to exaggerate your movement a little bit so that it places in the direction that you want it to go.
Whenever you want to use your demon but you don't want to teleport out into the open, you can use the nearest wall or whatever surface like a cart and just teleport into it and then just set your demon out and go back into cover. This can be super useful when building up ult charge. I'm putting this clip in here to show you what the demon is capable of. Unlike the world that only does damage once, if you continuously maneuver the fight to be around your demon, you can build up your shield like crazy. Even though I'm fighting a tank and a healer, my base health barely even gets touched, and I somehow even make it away from these two.
This dude wants me so bad. That's so funny, dude.
Now we got some tips for Dark Child. The biggest thing when going into Dark Child is that all your cooldowns will reset. So with that, you want to try and get as much extra shield as you can by doing combos or using your demon, whatever you can, and then ulting after. But if you don't have that luxury, use cover. My objective whenever I pop ult is to try to get at least one healer. But with that, you're either going to want to wait until they use their ultimate, or try to force them to use theirs. If they have triple support, then you're kind of out of luck. But look for an opportunity where they're a little more spread out and try to catch the stragglers that are on the outsides of their ult.
Another tip for Dark Child is if you know your ult is about to end, you can just place your demon right before you go out, and it'll still remain there even if you transform back to normal. Another thing to keep in mind is Loki clones give you free shield, so if you see one of them lying around, you may want to consider hitting them before going into a fight or before popping your ult. Something else you want to watch out for is when the thing slams the ground, it negates all your movement abilities, and you can't use them when you're in Earthbound itself.
Okay. And I can't move. And I can't move.
I'm still learning this tech as well, so I'm not super fast at it yet, but when you're coming out of your ultimate and there's those couple of seconds where you can't do anything, you can actually animation cancel this by pressing your scroll wheel and then select any spray while looking at the ground, and you'll be able to teleport or dash a little sooner than if you were to wait for the animation to play out. And these are the clips side by side. And like I said before, I still haven't practiced this a whole lot yet, so it's only a hair faster right now. The more you practice this, the faster you'll be getting out of the animation. Whenever Magik dashes people up into the air, she's able to shift her momentum to make her spin either left or right. You can choose whichever side you're more comfortable with, but just remember their POV is from their right shoulder. So I'd recommend going more to the right side. I'm not sure if this was a perfectly timed thing or what, but being paired with Storm's damage boost ability, I was able to one-shot Jeff with just my whirl and my dash even though he was full HP. I know this is like a pretty niche thing, but it's just something to keep in mind if you know somebody who likes to play Storm. This is another one of Magik's bread and butter combos. You're going to want to practice teleporting and pressing your whirl and your dash right after. If you find yourself not going anywhere, then you're probably pressing your dash too quickly. Next, we'll go over some combos. This is probably what most of you are here for, and since there are so many different variations, I can't cover all of them, but I'll go over the majority of them that are out there. Some of them I'll only go over once, so if you need to, you can just rewind it and slow it down a bit more. With combos, you're going to want to have her bread and butter down, which is her melee canceling and her world dash cancel. So if you have those down, you should be able to do these combos pretty easily. First, I'll go over my favorite 3 combos that I use all the time, and then I'll go over the rest after that. So lately, this has been my go-to. It's my air slash, dash, attack, melee.
You think I'm afraid of being first?
This next combo is the same thing, you just add a teleport and a whirl in there. It's air slash, teleport, whirl, dash, attack, melee.
And this is the combo that I started off with, but then I realized that it uses 2 of my resources instead of 1, so I stopped using it as much, but it's teleport, whirl, dash, attack, melee.
I didn't even.
And after that, we got air slash, attack, dash.
Ooh.
This is another variation, you're just adding another attack. It's air slash, attack, dash, attack. So for this next combo, let's say your dash and teleport are on cooldown, but you're still close enough to hit them, then I would use this. So it's going to be attack, melee, air slash, attack, melee. I like using this combo whenever you're sneaking up on people. It's attack, dash, attack, melee. This combo has been slowly growing on me. It's teleport, demon, primary, dash, primary. Another variation of that could be teleport, dash, demon, primary, melee, air slash. These next few combos are going to work better on higher HP characters that have around 300 HP. It's going to be attack, melee, dash, air slash, attack, melee. The next one is attack, melee, air slash, dash, attack, melee. After that, we have teleport, whirl, dash, air slash, attack, melee. So the last variation of this is teleport, whirl, dash, attack, melee, air slash. I still have yet to implement this more into my gameplay, but I won't be using it that much because it uses 2 of my resources and leaves me with only 1 teleport left. So this needs to be a definite elimination. Otherwise, you'll just be left there stranded. The combo is dash, teleport, demon, primary, melee.
No. Oh, no. Oh, he's trash.
You can teleport in any direction and try to confuse your opponent. Just be mindful that if you dash and press your teleport too early, your dash won't register. So just make sure that you wait until they get launched up into the air before you hit your teleport. Whenever you're dealing with tanks, you're just going to want to use your demon and try to chain everything together fluidly, because there'll never be a perfect situation for them because they won't just be standing still. So try to position the fight around your demon, use your melee cancels,
And whenever they're weak or trying to get away, just use your dash on them. Now we'll go over combos with Dark Child. You're going to want to teleport and whirl, and then dash into them. This will animation cancel your whirl so your dash finishes them all, while at the same time still doing damage from your whirl. The only other significant combo she has in her ultimate is air slashing and dashing. You really only want to use this if the healer pops their ultimate and you're trying to get somebody in it, because it takes too much time to charge up that you're better off just whirling and dashing into them if there's no ult present.
Yes, let's go.
I'd recommend practicing this combo in the range first, because the timing of the air slash in your ultimate is a lot slower than when she's in her normal form. And then I would go into some quick play matches and purposefully ultimate whenever the enemy healer uses their ult, and just go for it. And if you miss, then just do what you normally do.
Oh yeah, baby.
I am ready to put on a show.
In my opinion, Mantis is definitely the hardest healer to eliminate in her ultimate now, just because she generates so much shield so fast that your team has to be hard focusing her. Even when Magneto hits her in her ult, she goes down to half health and then gets right back up to full health and shield in less than a second. And even though I still hit my slash and my dash here, she still comes out with a micro tick of health.
Oh. I don't think I would have got her anyway. She had a sliver of health left.
These next few clips are in the range, but I just wanted to show you in a perfect world scenario what it would look like. I found that for everyone except Cloak, you will either need your team to focus on them or place your demon on them. The demon isn't very optimal since they can just walk away from it. I'd only recommend this if the healers just so happen to pop their ultimate when you do. I wouldn't try to use my ultimate to counter it immediately. I'd rather just wait it out and then use mine. I actually just learned this a couple of days ago from watching Helis. He's one of the best Magic players right now. Instead of teleporting and using your whirl, you teleport. And since you have 3 seconds to decide if you want to use your whirl or your demon, you can dash during that time. And once your dash lands, you can press your demon and then press your primary attack right after. And this is what it looks like in game. You can also add an air slash in front of this, just so that you do more damage, and you can ensure that you're getting that elimination. This is something that is fairly new as well, and I haven't gotten any in-game footage of this yet, but I think it's really cool if you can master it. All you do is teleport and whirl, but when you whirl you have to be at the edge of your spin radius, so you hit your enemy while walking away from them, and then as soon as it hits you can either move back forward to hit them, or dash into them and try to secure that elimination. Now we'll get into ghost dashes. It has a super small window of opportunity, so I haven't gotten super consistent at it yet. Whenever I'm going for it, I'm looking at my sword, and whenever it twitches from the left side of her body to above her right shoulder is when I let go of my air slash, and then dash into them. If you don't hit it perfectly, it'll either not count your air slash and only your dash, or you'll be able to see your slash throw and you'll just follow it with your dash. Which isn't bad either, since you're still doing the same amount of damage. This one just looks flashier. I'd rather hold on to it too long than too short, so you can still get that damage from your slash and finish that elimination. Next we'll go over some of her weaknesses with other characters. With Penny, you're going to want to watch out for her nest, because a lot of times if you try to take care of it yourself, it can be a suicide mission. Because if it's been there for a while, odds are she has enough mines in the nest to one-shot you, but if you just place it down, you can place your demon on it and use your primary attack to get rid of it pretty quickly. Every 3 seconds, 2 mines come out of her nest, so the faster you break it, the better off you'll be. Lastly, be careful of her web, since it has such a short cooldown, it can be a pain.
Oh my god.
If you see one of these webs on the ground, she's probably already rigged it with some mines inside of it that you can't see, but you can break it if you slash it.
Bro, there's nothing there.
For Winter Soldier, there's not much you can do against Winter Soldier. If he grapples you and you somehow don't die, like if you had extra shield or something, you're going to want to teleport and dash back immediately to your team to get your health back. Since he does so much damage, if you don't have any shield built up, he'll just 2-tap you. So with that, you're either going to want to attack him from the side or the back. With Doctor Strange, you want to see if his cape is glowing purple, because if it is, he has a one-shot combo that can take you out instantly if you're too close to him. For flyers like Iron Man, Storm, or Human Torch, I like to use my air slash as a deciding factor if I want to get them. The only other exception is if they're low HP. If I miss my air slash, then I'll wait for it to come back and try again. But if they're way too high, then I ping them and try to get my team to look at them. For Punisher, if he's on his turret, you want to get as close as you can. Teleport next to him, put your demon on him, and then use your primary and melee combo. and that'll pretty much do the trick before he can even get off. If you use your dash on him though, it won't do anything. You'll just fly up into the air, but he'll still stay on his turret. Whenever you're dealing with Squirrel Girl, you're either going to want to sneak up on the side of her or from the back. If you attack from the front, 9 times out of 10, she'll throw that big acorn at you and you'll be stuck in place. With Namor, man, I hate Namor. You're just going to have to play close to your tanks. There's not much you can do with AI squid shooting you every second, so just try to air slash them, ping them, or demon them if you can get close enough. You just got to be aware of his bubble and if he's used it or not, because if he hasn't, you're going to want to save your dash so you can get him on the way down. For Scarlet Witch, sadly there's not much you can do against auto tracking, so only try to go after her if she's weak, since she has 2 easy escapes.
Ah, shit.
And watch out for her stun, it can be a real nuisance in your ult.
Bro, that was insane.
So for Hawkeye and Black Widow, they both have knockback capabilities, so if you dash and hit them up into the air, they'll just be able to push you back, so just be mindful of that. And don't be like me and push him head on like this, he can just easily one-shot you.
I'm teleporting. I'm literally. It's not gonna show it though, is it? Nope.
For Iron Fist, if you're in a 1v1 with him, use your demon as much as you can, and try to force the fight to be in front of your demon, so you can get the most damage put onto him. But if he's just straight up going for your backline like this, you might just have to comment out to your team to get them to look at him, or just ping him if you can. Because I don't know if all Iron Fists are like this, but this man was on a mission. Whenever you're dealing with the Wolverine and he snatches you, hopefully you'll have a shift to get away from him, then place your demon and try to fight around that. But if he's in rage mode, then try your best to get away from him completely. His snatch can also cancel your ultimate like this.
What? What happened? Did he cancel my ult?
For Invisible Woman, I can't tell you how many times this character has gotten away from me by just jumping away and turning invisible. Try your best to finish her off as fast as possible. You also want to watch out for her orb, and her push and pulls also do damage. For Cloak and Dagger, they can also turn invisible and float away, but she also has auto tracking whenever she switches to Cloak. If she's in her bubble, you can try to out damage her by placing your demon in there, but sometimes it's just better to wait it out and come back and finish her off afterwards. For Mantis, you're going to want to try to bait out her sleep or attack after she uses it. You don't have to worry about the sleep too much though, because most of the time they just leave you there. But if they have a Hawkeye, Black Widow, or Bucky, you have to be a little more careful. And she can also cancel your ult if she hits you at the right time with her sleep.
No way.
You're going to want to watch out for Luna's freeze, because if you're all up in her face, you're not hard to miss. It's a lot harder for them to hit you if you dash them up and continue your momentum to the left or right, essentially doing a 180 to finish them off. For domination, I find it best to play the objective in the front lines alongside my tanks, and I try to deal as much damage as possible to the enemy tanks, so that they feel uncomfortable. Because they're used to fighting other tanks and brawling with them, but odds are they aren't used to having a Magik all up in their face. You're constantly going to be wanting to place your demon out there because it'll get free shield for you, and no one ever notices it. Play cover to cover though, you are not a tank and you're more vulnerable than them. Once you have your shield built up, then you can start looking at their backline to see if they're out of place or if they're low on health, and then punish them for it. But if the healers are doing a little too well, then it would be smart to pay them a visit a little more often. I've been surviving more by using my teleport to get in, and my dash to get away since it has a farther range and it's easier to get back to your team or a health pack. Play your life as best as you can, you're no good to the team if you're dead. For Convoy, play the hell out of the cart. I don't see enough Magic players doing this, it's free real estate. You just teleport and use your demon and keep peeking in and out. When it gets too dangerous or your tank dies, retreat back. Since you shouldn't be spamming anything, you should have your dash and teleport to get back if you're that far ahead. The idea is that you let your demon do most of the work, while occasionally throwing your air slash out and peeking out to the side to swing your sword if they're close enough. This works both for attacking and defending. Just try to check and see where your healers are from time to time to ensure that you're still behind you, because if someone dives your backline and you aren't aware of it, then there goes your heals and you'll most likely end up dead. You always want to be close enough to them to help them out. They're pretty much your knights on a chessboard and are a big component to your team, which would make your tank your queen and one of the most important pieces to the puzzle. It's all about helping out whoever needs it the most and trying to find the balance. But with that, you always need to know where your tank is. Play with them if you're in the front lines, especially if they have a shield like Magneto or Doctor Strange. It makes it easier for you to walk up behind them and get some free shield with your demon. If this strategy doesn't work, you can always switch it up and take every and any off angle that you can. Diverting the attention of the enemy team's healers for a couple of seconds can lead to your team getting that crucial kill to win you the fight. You want to be as annoying as you possibly can. For me, most people think that means to try to force an elimination, but if you try to force something, then I feel like it's a 50-50 gamble, depending if you hit that dash or not. Recently, I found more value for my team by just going for the enemy healers, but my goal is not to get a kill. It's just to get them to feel my presence. I'll go in and try not to use my abilities, maybe one demon and that's it. I want to get them to look at me and focus me, and then when I'm feeling uncomfortable or my health is low, I'll just dash and teleport out. Since I'm not just spamming my abilities, I have a good escape, whether that's up on high ground or back to my team. I will only use my dash if they're below half health and I'm so close to them that I could headbutt them. This isn't any exact math, but in my mind it lowers that 50-50 chance of me hitting them and it turns it into a 90% chance of me getting them. I don't always hit the dash, but it greatly increases my chances. Overall, don't try to dash in, save it, try to use it more as an escape tool. Just this one mindset change for me greatly improved my survivability and value to the team. I get that a lot of people just want to do the world dash combos on Magik, and I understand that it's super satisfying when you land it and get that elimination, but in my opinion, you waste too many resources on such a big commitment for a possibility of you getting an elimination. No elim is ever guaranteed. These principles apply to both convoy and domination.
Holy fuck, that was the most cancer point.
Lastly, I'll leave you with this. Don't rely on the combos. Yes, learn them and get good at them, but don't only do that. The beauty of our kit is that it's so versatile and you can weave so many different movements together. If you're around a lot of opponents, then don't just use your primary melee cancel. Since your primary attack is AoE, which means area of effect, you'll deal more damage that way, even if it is a little bit slower. You'll mostly want to use your attack melee when you're 1v1ing somebody or comboing them. Yes, I get the combos are satisfying, but what separates a good Magik from a great one is their ability to adapt to a situation and being unpredictable. Being able to know when to switch from diving to brawling or even a bodyguard for your healers. Whatever the team needs at that given moment. That's why a lot of people are scared of this character. You'll never forget a good Magik. You also gotta remember that Marvel Rivals is not a solo game. You need your team to win, so try to have fun, and at the end of the day, it's just a game. So if you're on a losing streak or something like that, just remember it's a bad day, it's not a bad life. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I really appreciate you sticking around until the end, and I hope you learned at least one thing new about Magik. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you start killing it on Magik. Shoot!
Wow, 4 in a row.